developments ahead World Cup in China. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. The Lagos State Task Force has served removal notices to squatters and illegal occupants dwelling across various canal setbacks in the state in an effort to curb incessant flooding occurrences experienced during heavy downpours in the metropolis. These notices, which were served to settlers by chairman of the agency, Adetayo Akerele, were carried out at strategic locations where it has been observed that squatters had built shanties and makeshift buildings too close to the drainage system. Akerele, who described the activities of the squatters as a ticking time bomb due to unpredictable climate change experienced across various parts of the world, said their actions contravened the laid down physical planning laws of at least 15 feet from the canal setback. He said the shanties across various canals at Sholui, Bagada bus stop beside Aturashi Estate, Charlie Boy bus stop and Bale Canal were all visited by the agency to notify the occupants of the intention of the state to clear out those areas. The Lagos State government has announced the total closure of the stretch of Osborne Foreshore Estate Phase 1 to Adeniji Ramp to enable the Federal Ministry of Works lay asphalt on that section. The closure will commence from 12 midnight on Saturday, 13th July to 5 a.m. on Monday, 15th of July. Commissioner for Transportation Oluwaseun Oshiemi highlighted the existing alternative routes, saying motorists coming from Alexander and Glover are to make use of Obadeinka Oyekon Avenue in Wat Ikoyi to connect Obalende Ring Road and access 3rd Mainland Bridge to their desired destinations. Those from Victoria Island are expected to go through Falamo Roundabout to link Awolowo Road and access 3rd Mainland Bridge to their desired destinations. Oshiemi noted that alternately, motorists coming from Victoria Island can also utilize Ozumbambadiwe Avenue to link Mekwen Bridge and proceed to CMS/Akbongbon Bridge inwards Eko Bridge to access Funshaw Williams Avenue to their desired destinations. He said for the closure period, motorists on the other side from Surah Bridge will have seamless traffic flow inbound Osborne Foreshore Estate. Chairman of the Nigerian Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has highlighted economic instability, security concerns, and inadequate living standards as the primary drivers behind the increasing migration of Nigerians abroad. Dabiri Erewa stated this at a press conference ahead of the National Diaspora Day celebrations 2024 on July 25 in Abuja. She noted that the theme for this year's National Diaspora Day, Japa Phenomena, and its implications for national development reflected growing concerns over the demographic most affected by this migration. And now to the rest of the stories. The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate Section 8 of the reversed public service rules on compulsory retirement of public servants who have attained 8 years as directors in ministries, departments, and agencies. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion co-sponsored by the Leader of the House, Julius Ihonvere, Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda, and Honorable Ishaya Lau at plenary. The Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, who presided over the plenary, consequently urged the head of civil service of the Federation to, with immediate effect, issue a new notice or rejoinder to her previous notice of July 2023 by withdrawing the circular on the compulsory retirement of directors upon serving 8 years, while noting that teachers are public servants as directors in the Federal Ministry of Education. Chinda said it will be counterproductive for directors to be compulsorily retired upon the expiration of 8 years and serve in office as directors when they have not attained the retirement age. The Senate has rejected a bill seeking to use gold to shore up the nation's reserves in defense of the economy. The bill sponsored by Senator Sani Musa, titled Foreign Exchange Control and Monitoring Bill 2024, was thrown out after debates by lawmakers who opposed it. Musa said the bill will help stabilize the value of the currency by ensuring the liberalization of foreign exchange transactions in order to maintain an equilibrium of the balance of international payments. Stabilize the value of the currency by ensuring the liberalization of foreign exchange transactions and other foreign transactions by revitalizing market functionality. He reiterated that the newly introduced clauses will enable the CBN to determine the basic exchange rate of purchase and sale of foreign exchange. Defense headquarters say it has uncovered plans by criminal elements to attack critical infrastructure of the country. According to Defense headquarters, measures to forestall such attacks had been put in place. Director Defense Media Operations Edward Buba, while addressing journalists in Abuja, said the appropriate agency responsible for the protection of the nation's critical infrastructure had been alerted. Buba noted that some of the plans had already been frustrated, urging citizens not to compromise on safety to have a safe and secure environment. And now to foreign news. Long-range U.S. missiles are to be deployed periodically in Germany from 2026 for the first time since the Cold War, in a decision announced at NATO's 75th anniversary summit. In a joint statement, the U.S. and Germany said the Tomahawk cruise, SM-6, and hypersonic missiles have a significantly longer range than existing missiles. Such missiles will have been banned under a 1988 treaty between the U.S. and former Soviet Union, but the pact fell apart 5 years ago. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said Moscow would react with a military response to the new threat, adding that the missiles will fill a serious gap in capability. On his part, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, speaking at the NATO summit in Washington, said the idea behind the U.S. plan was to encourage Germany and other European countries to put their own investment into developing and procuring longer-range missiles. The temporary deployment of U.S. weapons will give NATO allies the time to prepare and increase serious gap in capability in Europe. Now sports. Ahead of the 10th edition of the Under-18 Women's Handball Championship in China, coach of Nigeria's Under-18 Women's Handball team, Adeomi Shitu, says his players are motivated to give a good account of themselves. The championship is scheduled to take place from August 14 to 25 in Chuzhou, with Nigeria making its debut after several failed qualification bids. Nigeria is lodged in Group B alongside European giants Croatia, Montenegro, and Angola, who fell to coach Agbola's side in the third-place match of the 2023 Africa Under-18 Women's Handball Championship in Monastir, Tunisia. With preparation set to hit full swing, Shitu, who guided the team to a second-place finish at the IHF Trophy Series, said his side is motivated ahead of the championship. Nigeria's Under-18 Women's Handball team qualified for the World Championship for the first time after defeating Morocco in the quarterfinals of the Africa Under-18 Women's Handball Championship in Monastir, Tunisia last year. The team lost to Egypt in the semi-finals but finished third in the Nations Cup after defeating Angola in third place. Just before we go, always drive within the specified speed limits. You can follow us on like all our various social media platforms. On X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. On Instagram, we are Lagos Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration strengthened alliances with 200 representatives from various women-focused NGOs in the state as part of efforts to alleviate the economic plight of women residents in the state? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Task Force has served removal notices to squatters and illegal occupants dwelling across various canal setbacks in the state in an effort to curb the incessant flooding occurrences experienced during heavy downpours in the metropolis. The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate Section 8 of the reversed public service rules on compulsory retirement of public servants who have attained 8 years as directors in ministries, departments, and agencies. We also told you that long-range U.S. missiles are to be deployed periodically in Germany from 2026 for the first time since the Cold War, in a decision announced at NATO's 75th anniversary summit. And in sports, ahead of the 10th edition of the Under-18 Women's Handball Championship in China, coach of Nigeria's Under-18 Women's Handball team, Adoni Shitu, said his players are motivated to give a good account of themselves. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adiswa Ejoka. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.